Whoa, I thought it was just $5. What's up guys, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, and in this video we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons Fiverr kind of stinks. So this is a follow-up video to the top 5 reasons Fiverr's great. So I did positive, now I'm doing all negative, and that's for all you trolls who don't actually watch this video and just comment below on what an idiot I am or don't know how to use Fiverr. I look forward to those comments. But for the rest of you intelligent people, let's dive in. There are a lot of garbage gigs, and I mean a lot. When you go there, you really need to know what you're looking for, and ideally it's not a place to get education on how to do things. So for example, I've got 2 examples for you. Number 1, SEO. We all have heard about how important it is to build backlinks, how important it is to get traffic to your website, but all backlinks and traffic are not equal. And frankly, a lot of the SEO gigs are just garbage and a waste of money, and some of them will actually hurt your site rankings because of the tactics and strategies they're using to build your links. So you definitely want to be educated and know exactly what you're purchasing before you go in and purchase. Reason number 2, sellers are not native English speakers. Now, I've had these issues on other platforms when it comes to freelancing, but Fiverr seems to just take the cake on people who do not speak English very well. Now, don't get me wrong, if English is a second language, I know how hard it is to learn it, but I've just found so many times where I'll be having conversations with people and they'll say they do one thing, and then we get into the gig and then they just say, oh no, I didn't say that, or oh, I didn't mean that. And sometimes it's gotten to the point where there are some countries, now I'm not going to be belligerent here and make an overarching thing, so I won't mention the countries. It's up to you to figure out your own experiences. But there's some countries where I no longer go to those people for gigs because however they're taught English there just doesn't seem to translate to the US. Now that just might be a personal problem, but hey, it's been enough where I wanted to include it as a reason. Now the next 3 deal with money, right? Because we are paying stuff and that's important. So number 3 is price jacking. I don't know where this came from, but over the past couple of years, now I've been using Fiverr for 4 years, so I'm going to say over the past year, I found that prices have begun to rise when I ask for custom orders. For example, I'll go and see a gig and it'll be $10, and I say, okay, let me go, and then they say, contact me first, right? They have some great reviews, and I say, okay, great. I say, hey, I'm contacting you, I want to purchase this particular package, and I saw in the link description, it's in your gig description, it said to contact you, so I'm reaching out, what do you need to know before I order? And 5 out of 10, 50% of the time, I've had people come back and say, oh yeah, it's $30 to do this, or oh yeah, it's $40 to do this. I don't know where in the Fiverr culture that became okay, but I gotta tell you, it's really annoying, and it just pisses me off because it's a waste of time. If you say something's $10 and you really want to charge $40, then tell me it's $40 up front. Don't jack up the price when I do something you ask for. So that's just one reason that it's just annoying. And then that leads me into number 4, which is refunds. For some reason, Fiverr makes it really difficult to get your money out of Fiverr. So the refund policy is great. If a seller doesn't deliver, if a seller doesn't do something right, you get your money back like that. The only problem is they put it into your Fiverr credits, if you will. So if you purchased a $300 or $400 gig, yeah, this guy made that mistake. Well, then guess what? It's all stuck in Fiverr, and they make it a really pain in the butt to get your money out of Fiverr. And spending $400 or $500, having $400 or $500 in Fiverr credits is pretty ridiculous. And then number 5, going back to prices in general are rising. Now, I understand why they're doing this. This is important for Fiverr to grow and mature. It needs to go beyond the $5 gigs. And yeah, freelancers need to make more than $5 for all of their hard work. At the same time, the way they're going about and doing this is something that I just don't really agree with, because if you want to charge higher prices, you need to, as a freelancer, provide more value, not take away things you offered for free in the first place and then charge for them. So for example, a lot of the gigs that deal with creation of images or creation of Kindle covers, I found where in the past I'd pay $5 or $10 to get the whole cover done. right? Now I'm paying $5 for a basic cover, which is essentially just a bunch of text. Like they don't really want to do anything. And then they're going to charge me extra to use a stock photo. They're going to charge me extra to export it as a PNG. Then they're going to charge me extra if I want the PSD file. Now, number 3 for the PSD file, that makes perfect sense. That takes a little bit of extra work. But for anyone who's used Photoshop before, we all know that exporting as a JPEG versus a PNG takes the exact same amount of time. In fact, if you actually know how to use Photoshop and you have your hotkeys, exporting as a PNG is actually faster because there's just 3 keystrokes and you're done versus actually clicking on the menu and then manually changing to JPEG. So that's just a little gripe I have with the prices increasing. I completely understand, freelancers, they need to make money. They're doing great jobs for us, so they should be able to charge higher prices for more services. But the way Fiverr is going about it, especially with their new feature of tacking on an extra $10 or $20 if you want to use it for commercial use, I think is just ridiculous. So thank you for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video. Go ahead and hit that like button and then subscribe for more business building and marketing tactics and strategies just like the ones we talked about in this video. Over on my YouTube channel, I'm going from A to Z and everything in between to build an online business from scratch, and I'm documenting the entire process of putting together a webinar sales funnel. So this is just a small sample of all of the internet marketing and business building, strategies and things that I've learned and discovered over the years of building digital businesses. And of course, if you have any gripes with Fiverr or you think I'm overreacting, go ahead and leave a comment below. Love to get a discussion going. So until the next video, keep building the business you love. Take care.